So yeah, we went and saw Shazam as a group.
Yes.
Tonight, which is great. Those who don't know Shazam, it's basically a 14-year-old kid who gets these powers from a wizard, just like Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't know. And
No, not at all. Not at all like Harry Potter. That was genetic.
What were your expectations about the film?
I went in open-minded. I was kind of excited because I had heard the soundtrack, and so I actually was excited to hear some of the music picks, which I wasn't necessarily disappointed in that. I had a good emphasis on family, like what family is and what it means to everybody. I mean, because it means something different to everyone. And just because you're related by blood to someone doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be your family. So I really liked that storyline.
Right.
I felt like the fighting scenes were a little dull, a little boring for me. I found myself kind of snoozing a little bit. But I thought the dialogue was great. I laughed quite a bit, especially... well, I think we know the scene we're talking about, but there was a lot of good moments. I liked it overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
You can take your kid to it. Not yours, but I'm talking about mine.
Yes.
We did have kids in the movie theater, though.
We did.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if the fighting scenes were enough for them. Because, it can get too crazy with the fighting scenes, just like the Transformers films where everything's blurred and you don't know who's fighting who.
That's true.
It'd just be interesting to know if kids appreciate that more. Like, I think we're accustomed to the Marvel type of fights and
big epic battles.
And this is only $100 million movie, I believe, which is good and bad. The good being it's going to make its money back easily. Mm-hmm. The bad, I thought some of the CG was dodgy.
And the 7 Deadly Sins.
God, those monsters were just...
They just needed to polish a little bit more.
Felt like Ghostbusters.
Kind of,
Like, remember those creatures that are right next to Zool?
At least those were
That's what it felt like, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's my only complaint about was the monsters they did and the flying. Some of the flying was great, of course. Definitely the costumes are great.
Yeah.
The design, I think, is really cool.
Costumes were not as bad as I thought they were going to be. Because they looked like when they were doing those like little quick shots when they were filming and stuff, like, oh, that's too puffy. Right. They didn't look that bad.
Not at all.
They really dive into the DC universe, like merch everywhere.
Boy, do they just let it all go.
Billy's brother, I can't remember his name, but he is wearing a superhero shirt in every scene. And at the school, I kept seeing the girl with the Batman backpack.
Yeah.
You saw her a lot.
Like the Superman backpack and the Aquaman t-shirt.
Yes,
and,
all kinds in the Batarang. That was really cool. And I'm glad that it is a shared universe movie because they didn't,
at that time, I think they were thinking, Justice League possibilities and all sorts of stuff.
I don't know.
It felt that way.
How real, though, was that kid's reaction, at the end, towards the end of the movie where Shazam comes in to eat lunch with him and then he brings a guest.
Yeah.
How real did you guys see how real that kid's reaction seemed? Like, I know he's an actor, but it just seemed like a genuine reaction.
Yeah.
That stuck out a ton to me.
They didn't tell him? Or something? What do you mean?
Right. Yeah. And then just how he reacted to it. Like, he reacted the way I would expect a kid to react when they get excited about something. Like, it didn't seem like a fake, like sometimes kid actors can kind of give this fake surprise.
I think the child actors in this movie are really good.
True emotion from that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. There was one scene, though, where I didn't think that happened, and that's where they were all on the couch, and those creatures were coming at him.
Like they were really scared.
Yeah,
the
one big kid was kind of like, I'm supposed to be looking over here.
Yeah,
now I'm afraid.
For me, I would have been like terrified.
Right.
Yeah, that's basically my biggest complaint is just the dodgy CG, and the fighting should have been amped up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Low key villain, pretty much. I mean, he has huge powers.
Kind of seemed like the first character in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yeah.
Hard enough, but you can beat him.
They did tackle the 14-year-old mindset pretty well.
They did.
Especially in the strip club scene. That was funny as
hell. Oh, God. Of all the places, this is the first place you thought to come back?
Yeah, and one of them hops out with glitter all over himself.
Why do you have glitter on your face?
Glitter? I want glitter.
Yeah, and I got a kick out of the actor who played Lex Luthor's dad on Smallville. He was Mark Strong's character's dad in the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
They're driving, and That was an interesting scene. It's really cool when they get summoned by the wizard. Like wherever they're at, everyone vanishes. And it's kind of like in a.
I almost looked over at you and I was like, Thanos, because it's just like all of a sudden they dust, and I was about ready to go in front of everybody.
Yeah. Some of it was cliche though, like when he tries to get out of the car when he gets back from the wizard, and he gets denied basically because he's tempted by the evil dark side, and they swerve and miss a truck, and then
at first I thought that was Lumberg in the car.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I think maybe we're talking about the same person because I thought it was a different actor.
Yeah,
too.
like the guy who played Lumberg from the Office Space movie. Or were you thinking? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but like an older version.
Yeah.
I thought that was him too. And I thought, oh, okay, and it wasn't.
No, I was disappointed in that.
Who was he?
I'm pulling it up now.
Apparently, it's one of the Dukes of Hazzard guy. It's not Tom Wopat.
No. It's none of them. He was on Smallville.
Oh, okay.
John Glover. He played the father.
Yeah.
He was Lex's dad in Smallville. Remember the crazy scientist dude in Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
That's him too.
What?
Yes. Yep. And
the one that actually gets killed by Poison Ivy?
That's him.
Yes.
And Gremlins 2. All those Gremlins 2 fans out there. Yeah, they really casted well, though. It was a lot of WB people, actors you've seen, and it was nice to see him in that part. And it was a big part.
It's nice that they did that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that they are starting to bring in kid actors that can actually act and aren't just like a period for like the generation that we're in right now. Like, oh, I hate my parents. I hate this. I hate that. It's just like they can actually act.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
And they have emotion. Like that kid with the crutch.
Yeah.
I mean, his facial feature, it was very uncanny. It was just like talking to a normal kid on the street. Mm-hmm. It didn't feel like it was forced. It was just real.
Yeah. No, they really casted well for the... everyone's casting was great. I thought the foster parents loved them. You really felt like they're real people. You know? It wasn't like. And
the switch between, and I feel bad that we don't know the names between the kid and the adult actor.
Yeah,
just it's like it was flawless. Mm-hmm. It was like it wasn't.
They casted well for the adults.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. You almost wonder who was cast first. It's probably the kids, but Adam Brody played the.
Kid with the crutch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I just meant that too, but I also meant like in the sense of the chemistry between the two actors. Mm-hmm. You would expect it to maybe, but that blended beautifully.
Yeah.
Between the person who played the child and then the adult one.
Yeah. When I first saw the kid, though, the one that was going to be Shazam, I was like, oh boy, here comes a Disney Channel kid. And then I was like actually surprised.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a great job. I was telling Mitch that ending scene was great when they all transformed to Shazam or whatever they call that. They all transform. The toy line ruins everything for any movie.
It really does.
Because they had those figures long ago. Yeah. And I knew it was coming. But I still got a kick out of it. It would have been even better if I had no idea.
Yeah.
That was really a badass scene. And I thought, if there's any scene they're going to do, it's this scene where he's got the staff.
Mm-hmm.
I just imagine you turn around and be like, everyone grab on. That was really cool. I really liked that family. I felt some of the dynamics were rushed a bit, but again, he was Shazam for maybe, I don't know, a week or two. Goofing off.
Why are they calling him Captain Marvel Jr.?
Because Shazam's original name was Captain Marvel, I think.
Well, no, this is this one kid. So Jack Dylan Grazer is the one who plays his stepbrother in the movie, and when you look it up on IMDb, it says Captain Marvel Jr.
Okay. Yeah, because Shazam himself is Captain Marvel, except they can't use that anymore. I think Marvel got the rights, so
they
right now you have
it.
technically the same superhero out. 2 movies of that superhero, in a way.
So the only reason why I brought him up is because I feel like even though this movie was about Shazam, I really felt like this guy took the show, like took the movie, like he really.
Yeah, the kid with the crutch. Yeah, he was. Yeah, his best friend, pretty much. Oh yeah, he stole the film. I think. Amongst the child actors, they were all great, but yeah, he really stole it.
There was a missing plot point though. The kid getting in the F grade.
Getting in the what?
What was the point of that?
Yeah, maybe to just say that he picked up Billy Batson's book to find his mom.
Maybe, I don't know.
But it just seemed kind of like, okay, the kid's failing, he's kind of a loser, and then all of a sudden, poof, ends up being a pretty big badass. after failing.
And you
Oh,
see him
yeah,
take
yeah,
out.
yeah.
You see him like take out.
Oh, you're saying it's kind of a stretch when he took the notebook and they
Yeah,
yeah, was
but
that
like-
just a way to?
mom?
Yeah,
Well, but what? Like, why couldn't he have just thrown away something else? You know,
Like
what
a
I mean?
tissue.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's nothing, but yeah, it seemed like an. I agree with you.
it was just kind of like in the movie The Room, where the mom has cancer and then it's never talked about again.
Oh, you mean his F paper? You're
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
Yeah, I thought there would be a scene where like they're tutoring him or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably just trying to. I mean, it's a normal kid thing, so maybe they're just trying to capture the dynamics.
That feel.
You got one kid that's like
Been a
really
long
into
time since
gaming.
I've been a kid, so I guess I don't know anymore.
You got the kid who's a big gamer.
Yeah.
You got the brainy
I
kid.
liked him.
Yeah,
He was great.
the Asian kid. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was funny.
Yeah, when that whole fight scene with and by the way, those bullies were like terrible bullies, but they were almost over the top.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
seriously?
Yeah,
it's kind of like Power Rangers, Skull,
Yeah.
and
And that's, can I say that when they all touched the staff and they all became wizards, it kind of felt like a Power Ranger moment to me when they all showed up.
yeah.
Did
Yeah.
it not?
Yeah,
Just
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I did love it when the Asian kid yelled Hadouken, like
Yeah.
from Street Fighter. I was busting out.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, it was written very well. I mean, I thought some of the jokes didn't land, but again, might be a hype factor or might be geared towards kids more. Like if
Yeah.
I brought my kids, they'd probably be able to pick up on things that didn't really work for me. Maybe
This is the first time I've seen a superhero movie where they took dialogue and made it super inappropriate, and it was funny.
Yeah, it was
I
adult.
Loved it.
Yeah, it was. It's
Loved
weird. It's
it.
like
Yeah.
a nice balance.
Yeah.
Something
acts.
Marvel has not done yet.
Yes,
Oh yeah, and this is like
they added pedo jokes.
it's
Take my staff. Well, sir, I gotta get going.
Say my
it's-
name.
Let me come inside you.
Did he say that?
Yes, he did.
I missed that. Holy shit!
And I think the kid even goes, gross.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but
Feel my power.
I laughed, but in my brain I was like, did this happen? Did
Oh,
I
yeah.
do this? This really happened.
Well, and
I'm
there's a lot
proud
of
Like
of that.
really inappropriate.
There's a lot of dead bodies too without the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when those monsters attack, I'm like, you
Bit
just
the head
bit
off a
guy's
dude.
head- Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell? Yeah, I was really shocked by that. I'm like, it's a kid movie, but it's also, it pushes the limits. Like them
Captain
not showing blood
Crunchberries.
much definitely is,
I want to see the outtakes on that.
Yeah. Oh God, I bet that'd be
It
hilarious.
almost needed a blooper reel, didn't it? But then
would've
again,
been nice.
well, maybe when it comes out on Blu-ray. But yeah, this is DC's Ant-Man, but it's
Yeah.
actually it's even more kid-friendly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, adults enjoy it too. It's not like terrible, like, all right, I'm going to be bored for however long I'm here. I picked up on a few references, and I know the piano definitely is a big reference because that was a whole spiel about this movie. It was supposed to be big meets
Yeah.
become a superhero.
And I'm a huge big fan because I
yeah.
grew up
Yeah.
watching that
That's a
movie with
good
Tom
movie.
Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of '80s references, which I thought were kind of weird.
Was that a nod to that at all?
I think so.
The piano was
yeah.
that for
Okay.
sure. And that was really cool. And then when I might be looking into this more, but when he, Mark Strong's character, and I should know the name, sorry, but when he charges Shazam and they come out of that,
Zachary Levi.
right, yeah, when they come out of wherever they're at, the toy store, which that's a great toy store.
Yeah.
I want to go there. They had all the DC merchandise. Like they were just going all at it, like put it all in there and maybe we'll sell more. I don't know, but
Why couldn't they get Kevin Conroy to voice the Batman?
at first people thought that was his voice, but I guess it turned out they got somebody else to
Yeah.
voice it. But it sounds almost identical to me. But yeah, that was cool. Go get him, Batman. He throws
Yeah.
him at him. He really, captured that like 14-year-old like scared to death. But when he lands coming out of the toy store, I got a T2 vibe. You remember when
Yeah.
Arnold gets thrown through the glass and he's just laying there and people are taking pictures and stuff. That didn't happen, the picture part, but
Yeah.
that was a crazy scene. I wish the fighting it was better, but
It just,
I think it's also because of the budget, though. It's also because of the budget. Because if they had bigger fights, they'd have to
Yeah.
invest more in
Yeah.
CG.
and is it really what that movie was about?
No,
Probably not.
No, and I
So-
think it's okay for this movie. I don't know if they can really keep doing the same story. Like I was talking to Mitch, we were trying to think. Well, if he ever became part of the Justice League or he crossed over into another film,
He'd have to be older.
well, the kids playing him will be older either way.
Yeah.
Even if they make a direct sequel to this, they're going to be a couple years older, so the tone can definitely change a little bit. also, whichever franchise he goes into, being like a Batman or a Superman film, the tone can adapt, to him, make him more adult. Because, in the movies and stuff, once he knows how to handle all of his powers and be very Superman, that's his idol, pretty much. He's plays it pretty straight. He's not goofy, But I thought Zachary Levi was a great choice for the part. And
perfect.
He did a good job. I'm happy he got like a big part like this because, he was in the Thor movies, 2 of them. Yeah, he was part of the Warriors 3, and they just got dispatched easily by Kate Blanchett in the last Thor. Spoiler.
Whoops.
But, yeah. You blink and you miss him. You blink and you miss him.
I must have, because I don't. I'm like, but then you're looking at Chris Hemsworth, so why would you look at anything else?
I know, right?
Is that kind of like when you're watching Back to the Future and then realize that Flea is in the movie?
Oh, right. Yeah.
From Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
He fired
and Billy
him, too.
Zane's also
Needles is his name.
Yeah.
This is this whole Samuel L. Jackson all over again, where he constantly is popping up in movies. Now I know so much more.
A little behind the scenes.
I wanted to call him so many things other than Samuel L. Jackson. I went to like Peter and then just Jackson. And I couldn't think
Mr.
of his name.
Mr. J.
I got up at 6 a.m. this morning. I know. I'm sure you all did, but
yeah,
not far behind you. I got a trip at 3:30 in the morning.
Jeez, it's almost like a Christmas movie. The setting, the time frame.
Yeah, and I kind of like that.
I did too.
Yeah.
So you could kind of technically count it as a Christmas film. But have you guys seen The Ref? It's an old Dennis Leary movie in the 90s.
Heard
There's
about
a
it.
Santa in that movie that reminds me a lot of the Santa in this film.
Okay.
So the Santa in The Ref, it's like a small town. Dennis Leary's a thief, and he's seeking refuge with his family. And so the Santa guy, he's always Santa, and he comes door to door, and he gives them, his wife's fruitcake, and he ends up getting super drunk.
Why does this sound familiar?
Yeah, go look it up. But that's what reminded me of this Santa. It almost looked like the same actor. It was weird, but yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Like, it just reminded me of that. I don't know if that's what they were trying to do, but yeah, overall, I thought it was definitely. It was a good film.
Yeah.
I thought it was good, and I think it'll be a hit. I hope so.
Yeah.
But
I think it will be.
I'd be interested to see how much they bring in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will. And let's, of course, the last thing we can talk about is the Superman cameo that kind of was and wasn't. If we recall, Henry Cavill supposedly walked away from a cameo appearance because of the money, maybe, or something.
Who knew? There was,
But man, I thought we were gonna get it.
I thought so too.
I stayed away from spoilers because I was like, oh my god, if they do it, it's gonna be fantastic. They kind of do it, and
does that mean that they'll never cross over?
What's
he'll
that?
Never, if they do another film, he'll never be.
No.
Well, I don't think he's out all the way.
No.
I really don't. Given his age and stuff, he's got a lot more films to do. But the Superman reveal, I really thought we were going to see Henry Cavill sit down. The suit did look a little different. I told that to Mitch, and he I think you agreed too. It looked a little altered.
Yeah, it was a tad altered, I think, just because they didn't have. Yeah.
But I think it was still a cool
the big
scene.
burly man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they also took, I think, inspiration from Spider-Man: Homecoming, given the end credits, very high school, like with the papers and the drawings and stuff. Yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. I want to take my kids to see it now. So, what would you get out of 5?
3.5.
3.5 Shazams?
Yeah.
That's a good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's good.
That's pretty good. So, yeah, everyone out there, go check it out.
Yes.
Help Warner and DC make more money.
Woo woo.
I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Megan and Steve and Joey.
There you go. Shazam!